Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to build a simple ambient pad in Reaktor. Hey everyone, welcome to today's Reaktor live stream. I'm DannyXander, and your guide to the world of sound design. In this quick tutorial or quick session, we're going to be creating a beautiful, lush ambient pad from scratch in Reaktor. So whether you're new to Reaktor or looking to expand your sound design skills, this will be fun and super practical. So we're gonna dive right in and learn how to create it. So when you open up Reaktor, you're gonna have three different panels. One is the instrument section, where it's gonna be pre-built instruments that are pre-made inside of Reaktor. The next is gonna be the patch section, where you patch together instruments using the patch cables, and lastly you can build custom synth samplers and effects using going as deep as primary, or just using modules to connect them up manually. So we're going to be using build, so we have full control over our setup, and let's dive in. So when you click in, you're going to have three sections. One is the player section, where there's going to be inbuilt blocks that come with Reaktor. Then the next section is going to be the library section, where it has factory content. And lastly is going to be your computer content, which is your local files. We're going to mostly be in the player section, grabbing our blocks that we need to build our sound design out. So I'm going to show you the basic modules that we're going to need today. And I'm going to place three in there that we need. So we first need a note in, and that's going to be a note in to process our MIDI input. And then we're going to need an oscillator, because that's going to generate the initial sound. Think of this as our instrument when you're creating a sound. So we need the oscillator. Then thirdly, we're going to need an LFO. LFO is we're going to use that to modulate and add movement to our sound. And that's what an LFO looks like. And then we're going to add a state variable filter. This is going to shape the tone of our sound and cut unwanted frequencies that we don't want, or add them back in. And then we'll add some reverb for some spaciousness. So we're going to go into our rack and pull out a reverb sound. So that looks like something like in our blocks primes. Grab some reverb. So that's the basics of what we need. We also need one more thing. It's going to be a mixer to balance and blend everything together. So we'll go back to our blocks, our bento box blocks, and we'll add in a mixer from this section. And I'm going to grab just a mixer block. Probably be under util. Let's see. This one will do for now. So we're gonna keep going with our build, and let's start building and keep it simple and effective. So we're gonna set up our oscillator, and we'll begin with the oscillator, and that is this thing right here. In case you're wondering, I'm gonna set it to a saw wave, and once it's on a saw wave, because it's rich and it's full, so that's why we're choosing a saw wave. I'll bring the frequency down a bit so that we can keep it in the pad range. So I'm gonna get a sound out of it now, so we can get some sound going. Okay, So we got some sound coming out of it now. And so we're already getting something that's a little bit warmer, a little bit richer. So now we're going to add in some modulation to this, and we're going to use an LFO to create some subtle pitch drift. I'm going to connect the LFO to the output, and there we go. We got some pitch drift on the oscillator, and the slow LFO, we're going to keep it at a slow rate, actually really slow, and this gives our pad some more of an organic feel, an evolving feel, like the sound is moving, which it is. So you see the gentle wave shapes are like moving up and down, and it gives the sound some breath. So we'll keep going with our build. I'm going to sculpt the sound some more now by adding a state variable filter, and that filter is going to shape our sound. We're going to shape our sound with the filter. So we're going to pull the filter in and shape our sound. So that's our filter right there. And then so once we have our filter in, we can cut some of the frequencies. We can use a frequency cutoff, cut off the unwanted frequencies and turn it up so we can still hear it. And we can basically sculpt our sound and make it more ambient. Okay. And if we turn up the resonance, we'll get some air and texture on top of that sound, as you can hear. So keep it about there, and let's keep going. So now we're gonna add in some space reverb. So this is gonna help us with some spaciousness to our sound, and now you can hear some reverb on our sound, giving it some depth and space. And that I've routed that from the filter to the reverb, and we can turn up the decay time as well on the reverb. So spread, I should say, and it'll give us a spacious tail on the end. And now the pad sounds big and huge, with some atmosphere. Okay, so now I'm gonna balance it with the mixer, and bring in that mixer. So you can change the volume with that. Just so you can see what's going on. I'm gonna actually move these down to the bottom. And then we can play with the notes. Well, that's all we got for today. If thanks for joining me, and if you liked it, Today we created a lush ambient pad, and you can use this in your own productions. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more Reaktor tutorials, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to explore next, and I'll see you in the next time. Peace out.